When Joseph's brothers arrived in Egypt during a famine, Joseph did not immediately reveal himself to them. Instead, Joseph tested his brother 2 times so that Joseph could discern if their hearts had really changed and if they had overcome their mistakes. In each of these tests, he recreated the situation where his brothers sold him into Egypt so that Joseph could see how they would react. When the sons of Jacob first arrived in Egypt in Genesis chapter 42, Joseph approached them and accused them of being spies. The brothers protested their innocence and explained that they were all brothers and their father lived in Canaan. Joseph demanded that they not return to Egypt until they verify their story by bringing their youngest brother Benjamin with them. Joseph imprisoned Simeon as a ransom for their return. Joseph also returned their money into their sacks of grain. So in this first encounter, Joseph tried to test where his brothers were at by restaging Joseph's capture and enslavement. Joseph imprisoned Simeon just as his brothers had previously imprisoned and sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. Joseph even kind of made it seem like Simeon was sold into slavery since Joseph returned the brothers' money into their sacks. By accusing Simeon and the others of being intrusive spies, Joseph echoed how the brothers mocked Joseph for intruding as the dreamer. The brothers themselves recognized the similarities between these two circumstances when they remembered their mistreatment of Joseph. And they said one to another, "We are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us." So the brothers minus Simeon returned home to their father Jacob, but eventually the food ran out. They returned to Egypt, but this time they returned with Benjamin, according to Joseph's instructions. This began the second test that Joseph had set up for them to evaluate their character. The second test recreated Joseph's enslavement by his brothers once again, but this time with the added element of Benjamin being the favorite son. Jacob was hesitant to let Benjamin go to begin with, since Benjamin was the only other son of Rachel, his favorite wife. The thought of losing Benjamin would have been even more devastating to Jacob than losing Simeon. In stark contrast with their first encounter, Joseph welcomed the brothers warmly and treated them as honored guests. He invited them to eat and seated them in age order. Joseph tested the brothers by amplifying Jacob's favoritism of Benjamin. Joseph piled more food onto Benjamin's plate than all the others to see if they still held resentment for Jacob's favoritism. When the brothers left for home, Joseph had their money returned to their grain sacks once again, but this time also stowing away his silver cup in Benjamin's sack. Not long after the brothers left, Joseph's steward apprehended the brothers and brought them back to face Joseph for their supposed thievery. When Benjamin was discovered with the cup, Joseph threatened to enslave him. By pinning Benjamin with the silver cup, Joseph symbolically cast Benjamin as his surrogate in this story. The text mentions how this silver cup was special because it was used for divination. When the steward apprehended the brothers, he said, "Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby he indeed divineth? Ye have done evil in so doing." A cup like this may have been used to divine answers to questions by observing patterns when oil was mixed with water. This is sometimes known as lecanomancy. Joseph had established himself in Pharaoh's court as not only a trusted advisor, but also as a diviner, or one who could interpret supernatural signs from God. He had already proven himself to be able to interpret dreams from God several times in this story, and it appears he may also have interpreted divine signs through this silver cup. By giving Benjamin the diviner's cup, he was symbolically casting Benjamin as the favored guest with spiritual gifts like Joseph. Up to this point in the story, the brothers had proven themselves willing to rescue their brother Simeon, but this second test heightened the stakes since it tested their willingness to save the favorite son, despite their potential jealousy or resentment. Fortunately, the brothers passed both tests when Judah interceded with an impassioned plea for mercy. Judah begged Joseph to spare Benjamin and to allow Judah to serve in his place. Judah recounted the whole story and acknowledged their wrongdoing before Joseph. Judah showed contrition and a desperation to not cause his father any more suffering. At this confession, Joseph revealed himself to his brothers and forgave them for their mistreatment. So these two tests demonstrated to Joseph how the hearts of his brothers had changed. He saw in various ways how the brothers were contrite for selling Joseph and how they had overcome their resentment to their father's favoritism. One lesson for us today is that repentance takes time. It may not always be easy to make restitution or to reconcile with people you've harmed. However, this story teaches that the effort to make amends is worth it. These elaborate tests resulted in the brothers coming to terms with their mistake and with Joseph joyfully reuniting with his long-lost family. Joseph said to his brethren, "Come near to me, I pray you." And they came near. And he said, "I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life." Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. And after that, his brethren talked with him. The Lord, like Joseph, is eager to forgive and to be united with us once again when we offer to him our broken hearts and contrite spirits.